Everybody. Today we will talk about human values. What is a human value? Human values are beliefs and the principles that guide our life. What do you know about Kuwait Red Christian Society? Kuwait Red Christian Society is a voluntary humanitarian society that provides assistance to people. Voluntary, done, made, or given willingly without being forced or paid to do it. It helps vulnerable people who are in need of community care services by reason of age or illness or unable to protect themselves. Vulnerable. Able to be easily physically, emotionally, or mentally hurt, influenced, or attacked. It provides assistance to vulnerable people without discrimination based on nationality or ethnicity. Ethnicity means distinctiveness. The KRCS depends on youth groups and volunteers to carry out many of its activities and programs. The volunteers are deployed wherever they are needed. Deploy. To use something or someone, especially in an effective way. Outside Kuwait, they participate in rescue operations with specialist teams in the aftermath of natural disasters. Aftermath of the hurricanes. This is what happened after the hurricanes. These are the outcomes or the results of the hurricanes. Aftermath. The period that follows an unpleasant event or accident and the effects that it causes. The aim of the KRCS is to protect and assist people in hardship. Difficulty or suffering caused by a lack of something, especially money. Now, let's vocabulary. Aftermath means consequences, outcomes, or results. Deploy, to put something or someone to use. Ethnicity, distinctiveness. Hardship means difficulty. Voluntary means given freely with no promise. Vulnerable, susceptible. Page 16. What can you see in the photo? The photo is about the Kuwait Red Crescent Society. The passage is about this great building. Before reading, we should read the questions to answer them. Read the article about the Red Crescent Society and answer these questions. First of all, we will read the questions. Question A. Why is the society's name important? Why is the society's name important? B. What are the aims of the Red Crescent Society? What are the aims of the Red Crescent Society? C. Why do you think these actions are carried out by an NGO rather than the government? Now it's time to skim quickly and find the name is important because it gives you the feeling of devotion and the donation. Why do you think these actions are carried out by an NGO rather than the government? Reading time. The Kuwait Red Crescent Society. The Kuwait Red Crescent Society is a voluntary humanitarian society that provides assistance to vulnerable people without discrimination based on nationality, ethnicity, gender, race, color, or beliefs. The society is an independent organization that often works in conjunction with the government. As a recognized charity, it works both within and outside Kuwait. The aims of the KRCS are to protect and assist people in hardship, and in doing so to ensure the provision and the protection of basic human needs such as health care, water supplies, and sustenance. The society is a manifestation of the great compassion and empathy that people are capable of. The first meeting of the Kuwaiti Red Crescent Society was held in December 1965. In this meeting, the basic organizational structure of the foundation was agreed upon. The Kuwaiti government approved the foundation of the KRCS, officially declaring the organization a legal non-governmental organization (NGO) on January 10th, 1966. This approval also allowed the KRCS to become part of the international network of Red Crescent societies, thereby enabling them to work more effectively in conjunction with their sister bodies. The KRCS depends on youth groups and volunteers to carry out many of its activities and programs, particularly those related to fundraising. The volunteers support all the other committees by providing manpower and funds, without which the KRCS would be unable to operate. These volunteers are motivated by compassion and the desire to assist others in need. They work without the expectation of reward or praise and gain satisfaction from the knowledge that they have helped their fellow human beings. After brief training periods, during which volunteers receive first aid training from the Ministry of Health, the volunteers are deployed whatever they are needed. Within Kuwait, their work includes distributing food and aid to needy families and participating in awareness raising activities in schools and universities. Outside Kuwait, they provide basic health care assistance and some even participate in rescue operations with specialist teams in the aftermath of natural disasters. Now, let's page 17. Read the article again and choose the correct word for these definitions. Unjust or prejudicial treatment, for example, based on skin color. Is it Mambawa Volunteer Foundation Discrimination Committee, Deploy, Motivate, International Network, or Humanitarian or Fundraise? Let unjust or prejudicial treatment, for example, based on skin color, this is called discrimination. Seeking to promote human welfare, this is called humanitarian. To generate financial support, this is number 10, fundraise. To move something to where it is needed, this is deploy, number 6. To give someone a reason for doing something, this is number 7, motivate, giving him a push. The people available for work, this is number 1, manpower. A global system often of businesses or organizations. This is number 8, international network. We can use one or two words. Fundraise, we can say that KRCS is based on fundraise. It is a humanitarian charity. The formal or the foundation of the charity was in 1962 or 65. These are the sentences you are asked to write. Make a list of all the adverbs in the reading passage on page 16, then use each one in a sentence of your own. Now we will pick up all adverbs and we try to write sentences using them. For example, we have officially, thereby, effectively, particularly. Officially announced. Officially announced. Write a paragraph that describes the ideal Red Crescent volunteer. Now we are asked to write a paragraph about the volunteers who work with the Red Crescent charities. The ideal Red Crescent volunteer should be young, enthusiastic, and compassionate. This is an example. Also, an ideal volunteer must be kind, efficient, and charitable. They should receive first aid training from the Ministry of Health. Exercise number 6, true or false, and justify your answer. The KRCS was the first organization of its kind. False. KRCS joined a pre-existing international group of societies. The KRCS has a mutually beneficial relationship with the government of Kuwait. True. The KRCS performs work that would drain governmental resources. In return, the government gives the volunteers training. The volunteers for KRCS are extremely kind-hearted individuals. True. Their motivation is compassion and the desire to assist those in need. D. The only human needs are health care, water supplies, and sustenance. False. These are the only human needs mentioned in the article. Others might include shelter, companionship, or freedom. E. The KRCS is run entirely by volunteers. False. Because the KRCS is supported by volunteers who raise funds and provide manpower. Would you want to volunteer for the KRCS or a similar organization? Why or why not? This question is up to you. If you like to be a volunteer, mention why, and if you don't, mention why not. Many students would love to volunteer for the KRCS or a similar organization to provide services to needy families and the helpless in a noble deed. Our religion encourages us to help vulnerable and needy people. Thank you very much. See you soon and goodbye.